As a certified geologist, I can tell you right now, the fastest and easiest way to find gold is to go where it's already been found before. Now, before we dropped this shaft initially, we spent a year sampling and researching the best place to start digging. We triangulated all the Chinese shafts that were in the area. That is a drift mine. See it? It's cutting the caliche. Look at that monker. Ooh, that looks spooky down there. Look how loose that is. See that snake skin in there? That means there's a rattlesnake around here somewhere. I'm not liking that too much. Oh yeah, look at that little snake right there. See him? I don't know if you can see that snake. Right there. Tarantula too. Oh, lovely. What are you doing in there, Sonny Jim?
We're getting gold.
It looks like you're in one of those old Chinese tunnels. Looks like you're in one of those cavities.
We're trying to find big gold underneath big rocks.
Yeah. Oh, it's nice in here. And it keeps, look at that. Oh man, it goes way back in another cavity.
Sure gosh.
And that dirt gets nice and red. You see that?
That's the next bucket.
Gravel look good, Kimosabe. Me think I'm digging here. Based off of the information that we found down in those coyote holes, we were confident that we could drop our own shaft and hit the same exact layer. And that's exactly what we did. It looks something like this. Well, I'm gonna map out my shaft right here, and I'm gonna auger down as far as I can, then I'll dig it by hand after that. In this world, there's two kinds of people. Those with loaded guns, and those who dig. Today, I dig. I want to show you something because I had a few people ask me this question. See these large rocks down here? I had a few guys ask me, what happens if I'm doing some drift mining in alluvial gravel and I run into one of these guys that's too big? You're gonna get yourself a sea air blaster.
Man, this thing's stable as all heck.
You like it?
Dude.
Would you buy it for $1?
Dude, I bet you this was like $100.
The top part just needs an anchor on it and you're good.
Ding ding. Oops. Max there, he's gonna be pulling out gold for the rest of the night. Oh. So come on, let's go! In fact, we stayed all night and pulled out tons of that ore. Just unbelievably rich. Now when you look at this under a jeweler's loop, this is what it looks like.
Oh man, nice. I can see a constant line even with the first.
That's not bad. Hey, right? So come on, let's go! It took 2 years to get to where we're at right here. The gold got better as we went down further. Oh yeah. Yeah, fractured that rock up real good. The problem we encounter with drilling this caliche bed is that there are seams of red clay that are anywhere from 4 feet down to 2.5 feet down, very inconsistent, making drilling really difficult. We sampled this and found small bits of gold in it, and we think that it connects with underground aquifers that feed to cocoa weave. Here's the bottom of the incline shaft, and this all had to be drilled and blasted. After we drilled, blasted, and mucked everything out, we opened up this cave system. I've done many videos on this cave system, and there's actually quite a few of them down here, but they're really tiny and they're very hard to squeeze into for anybody. We put cameras down there on poles, we put remote control cars in, it keeps going, and you can hear water. If you put your head in there, you can hear water. And we were also finding fossils down here, and I noticed that
that the sands that were coming out of this were real fine red clay, and they had small gold inside of it. All these drainage systems connect to the infamous river of gold, Cocoa Reef.
Heading east on Bailey Road, drivers will pass by the blue and white beacons signaling the way to Cocoa Reef. Located about 3 miles down a series of dirt roads, it is here where the larger-than-life legend continues to play out, captivating treasure hunters, hungry investors, and curious thrill seekers. As mentioned earlier, extensive cave systems do exist throughout the Mojave Desert. Mitchell Caverns features a trio of immense limestone caves with spectacular teen draperies, stalactites, stalagmites, and other wondrous subterranean mineral formations. Cocoa Peak, in its own right, has 3 considerable near-vertical caverns named Cocoa Reef, Crystal, and King Sabi.
He's supposed to have concealed the entrance, you know, to prevent anybody else from having it. If he couldn't have it, nobody else could have it, as far as what his relatives tell us.
He decided to return to the cave and set off 2 explosions to seal the natural entrance. Stories vary as to whether or not the other 2 prospectors were in the cave at the time.
Basically, we get going about 7 o'clock in the morning and spend our whole day drilling for as much as 10 hours if we have bad ground. We'll drill 27 to 32 holes, depending on the type of ground, whether it's soft or hard rock. And right now, we're drilling about 7 feet and pulling all that rock. So 7 foot a day, because we'd like to be down underneath Cocoa Reef Cave, you know, by August or so.
If Dora's affidavit is correct, if there is a large cavern system inside Cocoa Reef, with the use of infrared imaging equipment, it could possibly be spotted.
After we drill the holes, we'll stuff our primers in the back, that is the dynamite with the fuse and whatnot. It's ammonium nitrate. It's kind of like fertilizer. It smells nasty. It's why, part of why we use the respirators, keep it out of our lungs. And we'll set them off usually with safety fuse, but sometimes we'll use electric detonation. We did today, for instance. It's a little easier to control the time of electric detonation. After we blast it out, we'll spend the next day just mucking it out. Muck is ore that's not valuable. Rocks you throw away. So we'll muck the rocks out with that slusher bucket, and you know, as soon as the tunnel's clean, we'll set it up to drill again. There's an element
Cocoa
of
Reef Peak lies right off Bailey Road, exit off
Basically,
Interstate
I believe
15.
the river's there, that the caverns exist, and that it's the 8th wonder of the world.
You notice as we dug this out, we found round river rock everywhere. And you can hear water. If you're real quiet, you can hear it rolling in the background. I don't know if you can hear that. You can see how it's all water-worn and smooth. And there are root systems everywhere down here. And these weird-looking fossils, I don't know if you can see that. It almost looks like a taquito. Do you see that? And I'm going to show you what that back looks like so you can see. Look how smooth that is. You see what I'm talking about? See, there's pieces of sandstone that are part of the caliche, and look how smooth it is. Where the water's been slowly eating away at it. That is amazing. You can see the root systems down in there. And it just keeps going on and on and on. And there's that red dirt I was telling you about right there. But it is tight. Now, we knew that there were plenty of Chinese shafts in the area, so it was just a matter of time before we tapped into one. But we didn't think we would tap into it this fast. I'm gonna leave the camera down here. I'm gonna go up on the surface. I'm gonna show you what we found up there. All right, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna metal detect, see if I can detect any metal down in there. I gotta be careful because this one looks a little bit more dangerous than the other one. Get all these bushes out of here. All right, let's check it out. Yeah, there's something metal in there for sure. Oh, it's falling through! After 2 years, we got to this point, and we made an incline out of it because we knew that the better gold was down deeper. There it is. Look at that. Isn't that the nicest piece of gold you ever saw? Look at that, not bad for one day, huh? That's what it's all about right there. In mining, it's always so much easier to use gravity. So you always have your skip sit lower than your ore cars or whatever it is you're using to haul your material out of your haulage drift so you can dump down. That way we can just wheel our ore car over and dump directly into it. It'll sit all the way at the bottom. Well, the problem with that is when we were digging down, something decided to come up and say hello. Now, we did as much research as we could on what it could be. We still don't know. The closest thing we found was there's old research papers that indicate that during the time that there was an inland sea here, there was definitely some kind of large worm creature that was living down on the ocean floor, the seabed. Of course, is the worms that we're finding down here in the sump in all that beautiful red clay. We've made many videos on what we think that worm is, and we've had a lot of suggestions. Now, I'm sure there's millions of them down there, and the question is what's down below it, because it's really soft and there's water that comes up like a natural aquifer when we go through the monsoon seasons. So I'm not sure what's down there, but the gold, and lots of it, is down there. The reason why we needed a sump was because we had to have some place in our skip bucket to go. And that's it right there. It always has to sit lower than the level that you're working so you can dump directly into it. And that's how the old timers did it in days gone by, and that's how it's done today. There's the apron that we dump all of our material into. That's about 320 pounds of material right here. It's about 90% humidity down here because of all the moisture in the clay seams is coming out. And even though it's cooler than topside, the humidity is like a sauna down here. Ours is 2 up, 3 down, 1 emergency stop. And like I said, that's about 320 pounds. And you make sure whoever's operating your winch on the surface knows what they're doing. Referred to as a kick switch because you use your foot to kick it from left to right. This is the most simplistic form of a switch you can get, and they're super easy to make. To operate them, you just put your foot down and slide it over. Now, while we're on the subject of mine cars, I've made plenty of videos on how we built this one. It's really easy to make. The hardest thing is the wheels. You can get them on eBay all day long. Now, if you plan on digging your own drift mine, the most important thing you got to remember is ground support. And we've done countless videos on how to timber a shaft and a drift properly, the way it should be done. In fact, we have a lot of people around the world who have done just that, and by following our instructions, they found gold.
Już nawet mamy jego kształt zamierzony. Witek pogłębia. Poszukiwacz Witek kopie za 3, ciąga wiadro na systemie bloczków do samej góry. Nie, to chyba przez.
And all the gold that we pull out of there goes directly to our premium patrons, because without their support, we would have never gotten as far as we did. So in return, they get every speck of gold that comes out of that mine. We also give away brand new Minelab Gold Monster 1000 metal detectors every month. Now, if you want to get involved with any of this, all you got to do is look for the little icon at the end of the video that looks something like that. Click on it, make a $10 pledge, and you're in like Flint. And if you want to see more videos on drift mining, just watch this video right here, and I'll see you on the next video.